In today's video, we'll be learning how to make a perfect button-down shirt with a collar for a baby boy. You can see how beautiful and relaxed the collar is. I would also be dropping a video for the cargo pants. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vivian. If this is the kind of video you're interested in watching, please help me like the video, drop a comment, and remember to subscribe to my channel. When you do that, let's get started. When making a button down shirt, the first thing I do is to cut out the fabrics for both front and the back. So here I have the back unfold, and for the front it's not unfold, it's open, but you can see that I folded in 2 inches for the button hole, the button allowance. So I fold it in like this, iron it down, and then I'll place the two together. If you want to know the measurement to cut out, is your chest measurement divided by 4 plus at least 4 or 5 inches. Okay, and you can see that the front is shorter than the back. You will get to know about that as we move on. So now after placing the two together, I place my tape this way and I measure the length of the shirt. For this baby, I have the length at 15 inches and I added extra 1 inch for folding. Okay, that is for front. For the back, I added extra 2 inches here. Like I said, you will get to know about it as time goes on. So now I will start inputting my measurement. But before then, we are going to take our shoulder slant. So make sure you arrange your fabric very well. You can use something to hold it if it's shifting. The first thing I'll do is to place my tape this way. I'll come down by 1 inch. If it's an adult, you can make it 2 or 1.5 inches. But this is for a baby. And I'll go ahead and slant it this way. After that, I'll cut it out. This is for our shoulder slant. Like I said, for adults, you can make it about 1.5 or 2 inches. So after that, I'll drag the front one back downwards to be on the same line with the back. You can see what I'm doing. So I'll just drag it down and I'll use something to hold it so it doesn't move. After that, this is the next thing I'll do. You pay attention. I'm just going to place my ruler like this, and then I'll mark a line on that front one, just close to the tip, not even about half an inch. Okay, just mark a line on that front piece. Then you then hold this back and fold it to wrap on top of that line that you just mark. That extra inches at the top of the back, you fold it to wrap on top of, just exactly on top of that line that you just marked. Okay, you can iron it down if it's a cotton fabric, or you use your safety pin to hold it in place so it doesn't move. Like I said, let it wrap on top of that line that you just marked. Okay, so after that, I'll go ahead and input my measurement. The first measurement I'll be taking is the neck width. So I'm using 2.2 inches. You can make it 2.5 inches for this baby. So I'm making for a baby of 3 years, 2.2 inches. And for the neck depth, I use 2.5 inches for the front. And for the back, I used 1 inch neck depth, and that is the excess fabric that is left there. I'll go ahead and curve the lines. The next measurement I'll be taking is the shoulder measurement. So I'm going to place my tape this way and mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. I have 10 inches by 2, that is 5 inches. After that, I'm going to place my tape this way and also mark the same 5 inches for the armhole. 5 inches for shoulder and 5 inches for armhole. After that, I'm just going to go ahead and connect it like this to make a straight line. So we can take our armhole curve from there. After this, on this place that I mark the armhole, I'm just going to mark the chest measurement divided by 4. Chest measurement by 4. If you haven't watched the compiled chart measurement for babies, please go ahead and watch it. I'll be linking the video on the comment section. I added extra 2 inches, 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. As I'm going to just extend the line and also draw a straight line, I can use my free hand to make the armhole curve, or you can as well place your curve ruler like this to curve the armhole. After that, I place my tape this way and I measured 9.5 inches, that is the waistline, and then the full length of the shirt, which is 15 inches plus extra 1 inch for folding allowance. And I'm going to extend the lines. On this waistline, I will input the waist measurement divided by 4, the waist measurement of the baby divided by 4, and after that, I'll be adding extra 2 inches as well, 1 inch for ease, and then 1 inch for sewing allowance. So on this hem side, I'll be marking the hip measurement divided by 4, and after that, I went ahead to also add 2 inches extra, 1 inch for sewing allowance and also 1 inch for ease. When I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and join the lines together. Before I go ahead to cut it out, on this neck area, I'm just going to curve it this way for the back so it's not that straight. I'll just curve it. Then I'll place my scissors like this. You can see how I'm cutting the back neckline. You cut it this way. Make sure you curve your hand this way and then you cut through the front one. If you pay attention, you can see how I cut it. You can repeat the video to see it exactly how I cut the neck area. Please do not cut everything out. So from the back, you cut through the front area. You can see how curvy that place is. I'll go ahead now and cut it out. Now we'll have our front and the back patterns. So for the front, I'll go ahead and just trim the armhole a little bit inward. You can see what I'm doing, just a little bit. Just trim it in because the front armhole always go in a little. So now we are done with the cutting. It's time to go ahead and start with the stitching, but before then, this button allowance that we folded, I'm just going to notch it at this tip, and also down here I will notch it so that when I'm folding it is not stressful. I'll go ahead and fold it straight. Okay, so after notching it, the next thing I will do is to fold the button allowance. First I'll fold in half an inch like this, and I will now pick it up and place it on top of that one that I notched, that line that I notched. I'll go ahead and iron it down and then run a stitch on it this way. It's very simple. Like I said, just pick it. First, you hold the tip, fold half an inch, then you fold it on top of that notched area. Go ahead and iron it down and then run a stitch on that line. So after I was done running a stitch, this is what I have. The button allowance is ready. So now is time to join the both together. I'm going to place it this your right side facing right side, and I'll stitch the shoulder with half an inch. So after stitching it, I've gone ahead to iron it properly and also trim the neck area. Next is to go ahead and fix the collar, but before then, I'm going to place my tape this way and measure around the neck area. You can measure this about 2 or 3 times. Make sure you don't make any mistake. So for the first one, I got 14.5 inches. I'm also going to place my tape again and retake the measurement to make sure that the measurement I have, I'm not making any mistake at all. So after measuring it again, I have the same 14.5 inches. I'm going to use that 14.5 inches to cut out the collar. So I'm going to be drafting the collar on this plain pattern. First, I will draw a baseline like this. After drawing a baseline, so on this baseline, remember we got 14.5 inches for the round neck line. So now I'm going to divide that 14.5 inches into two. So just place your tape this way to meet that 14.5 inches. You divide it, that should give us about 7.25 inches. Okay, So I'm going to mark that 7.25 inches on this baseline, the straight line that I just drew. I'm going to mark that 7.25 inches here. That's half of 14.5 inches. After that, I'll go ahead and divide it again. But before then, I'm trying to make sure that what I have is exactly 7.25 inches. After when I'm done with that, I'm going to go further and divide this 7.5 inches into 2 again. So it's more like you're dividing it into 4. After marking half of 14.5 inches, you go ahead and divide this half of that into 2 again. Then from this tip, you come up by 1 inch. When you come up by 1 inch, you are going to go ahead and use your ruler and connect it to that half of that 7.5 inches. You can see what I'm doing here. Just use a slant ruler and then connect it. If you can use your free hand if you want as well. So from here, I'll come up again by 1 inch and I'll mark 1 inch all through this line. Just keep marking 1 inch till you get to the extreme, and after that you now use your curve ruler to join the lines together. So now on this tip, I'm just going to curve it a little. If you want, you can leave it straight, but me, I just want to curve it a little so it's not that straight. You can see how I curved it. So this first one is the collar stand. Now we are going to mark for the main collar because this is a cut together collar and the collar stand. So here I'll come up by 1.5 inches all the way till the end. You can make it 2 inches if you want the collar to be bold, but you can see on that video how small the collar is. That is what I wanted. So I came up by 1.5 inches and I marked it all through the end, and then I'll use my marker to connect the lines together. Okay, so after that, from here I'll go in by 1 inch. You can make it 1.5 inches, remember. Then I'll go ahead and connect it to the tip of this collar, just like this. You can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to use the marker to make it bold so you can see what we just did. And you can see that it's very simple. It's very simple to mark out the collar, to cut out the collar. Remember that this is a cut together collar. If you want, you can separate it, collar stand and the main collar. So now we are done. I'll use this to cut out the collar itself. After cutting it out, I'll first cut it exactly the same measurement on the paper stay. Then after that, I'll cut the fabric and give space. Let me do that. You will see what I just did now. So now I'm done cutting. You can see I cut exactly the same measurement on the hairstay, and for the fabric I gave allowances, and these two, you can see that is two. I cut out 2 pieces. So now I'm going to place it together, right side facing right side. I will go ahead and sew it this way. So I'm going to sew from here exactly close to that paper stay. I'll just sew and reshare. I'll leave here open for the turning. Okay, so I'm going to sew like this, come this way and reshare, then I'll turn it from here. So after turning it, you can see what I have, and I folded one part in. For this pointed edge, please use something sharp to bring it out. So you can see that I'm done. So I'm going to fold this collar into two this way, and I'll notch the center to know the center points before going ahead to join it on the dress. So likewise on the dress, I'm going to bring it in this way, and then I'll fold it into two again, and I'll also notch the center of the dress so I don't make mistake while sewing the collar. So when I'm done with that, for this place that I did not fold in, I'm going to place it this way. That notch area, I'm going to place it right side facing right side, exactly the place I notched on the dress, and I'm going to sew from there till this end. Okay, and I'll come back again and I'll sew from there till this other end. So after sewing it, this is what I have. You can see now this place that I folded, I'm going to place it this way on top of that line, and I'll keep top stitching. Make sure you're top stitching exactly on that line that you sewed for the first one. This is the exactly reason why we folded in one part. So top stitch. After top stitching, this is what I have, and I've gone ahead to also iron it properly. You can see how relaxed this collar is, and I've also drafted a sleeve for this dress. I'll go ahead and fix the sleeve. You can see that after ironing this dress, that shoulder line is not actually the center of that sleeve. So, so people make mistake to join it from that shoulder line. This is not how it's supposed to be. So iron it properly so you get the center of that shoulder line. Then you're going to place this sleeve like this, right side facing each other, and you're going to sew to this end. Also sew till this end. So I'll go ahead and sew and show you how it's looking like. So after sewing and also covering the side and folding it, this is what is looking like. You can see how beautiful this shirt is. It's meant to put the press button. You can see, and you can see how relaxed the collar is. Very beautiful. Please, if you learned something from this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, and remember to subscribe to the channel. For the cargo shorts, I'll be dropping a video for this cargo short, as this video is getting long already. Please turn on your notification button so whenever I post the tutorial video for the cargo short, you'll get notified. How to sew the cargo pocket, how to sew the drawstring, a very neat waistband with a drawstring. You can see how beautiful and neat the waistband is looking. So on that video, you will learn all of that, how to drop the short. See you on the next video.